This conference will now be recorded.
See, in the previous session, so we discussed about variables declaration, variable nomenclature, and reserved keywords, and naming convention by the time of creating a project, right? And package, class name, and variable name, right? So, what are the variables we have? First of all, what is the syntax to declare a variable? Data type, variable name equals to variable value. Out of data type and variable name, the variable value, always variable value is optional, right? So this is a declaring variable, and so if you want, it's an optional. You can declare like this. So line number, let's say int a. So generally, initially we learn like this. So data type variable name equals to variable value, right? So out of this data type variable name variable value, always variable value is optional. So if you don't declare like this, no issues. So here I'm just declaring a variable without a value. Here I'm declaring a value. So in line number 9, what I'm doing here, updating existing value. Variable without value, declaring a variable value, updating variable value. Right now, and what are the rules followed by the time of giving a variable name thing? Always start with a lowercase. So, and that should be unique, no duplicates allowed. So you should not give a spaces or any characters except the dollar and underscore, right? So it should not use a Java reserved keywords. You should not use Java reserved keywords as your project name, class name, package name, or a variable name. What are the Java reserved keywords? These are the Java reserved keywords, right? And now, so later we discuss about previously comments, single line, multi-line, author comments, and data types. What are the data we have? Byte, short, int, long for plain numbers, float, double for integer values, char for single character, boolean for boolean condition, string for storing a multiple character. So if you don't declare a variable value, what will happen, team? By the time of executing program, who will declare a variable value? Your JVM will assign a default values based on a data type. It will assign a default value. What are the default values, team? For byte, short, int, long, 000, and float, double, 0.0, and char, null, boolean, false, string, null again. Right now, so types of variables. What are the types of variable we discuss? So one is a local variable. What is a local variable, team? What is a local variable?
Inside a class and inside a method. Can
Very
declare
good,
that.
Ashwini. So what is a global variable, team?
Inside a class and outside a method.
Exactly. Inside a class, outside a method. Always remember key points. Whatever you want, that should be inside a class. If you want to write a code inside a method, you can declare a variable. So inside a method or outside a method. If you declare a variable inside a method here, so this is we are calling as a local variable. If you declare a variable outside of the method, so this is we are calling as global variable. But here the condition of the local variable is, so you cannot use without a value. By the time of using this variable, you will get an error here, boss. So you haven't declared a local variable value. So before using, just declare variable value here. And what is the next type? Static variable. What is a static variable, team? What is a static variable?
We should
What
use
is
static keyword before data type, and it is only applicable for global variable.
very good. So if you are using a static keyword for your variable, that is a static variable. So this is only applicable for global, not local, right? So that's why, so here, see, with static, global variable, without static. Hence, and we can call static variable, and global variable we can also call non-static variable. If you are declaring a variable without static, simply I can say like this. Out of the method, if you say like this, int a equals to 100, this is we can call a global variable or non-static variable. There is no static keyword right here. That's why I can say non-static variable. Clear, team? Local variable,
Yeah.
global, non-static variable, static variable. That's it, right? Now that's all about variables and variables types, data types, declaring names. Always remember, team. So variable name you should start with a lowercase. Any subsequent word you have to give uppercase like this. First number. I'm giving n capital letter number. Always you have to start with lowercase, any subsequent word uppercase. So if you want you can give, but no issues. What's the standard team? So if you are working in a group or with experience, so you should follow the syntax rules. By seeing your names, by seeing your method name or class name or variable name, people can estimate your experience, your knowledge. Always remember the syntax rules. Okay. Now that's what about variables, variable types, and naming conventions. Now see here, this is what my class. See, first of all, so far we are writing code in where inside a class. This is a class starting point, right? So how we declare a class team here? So by navigation. So this is a project package, so SRC, under SRC creating a package. Under package, if you want, you can create any number of classes like this navigation. Go for new class, select class. So you can give your class name. Start with the uppercase, any subsequent word uppercase again. Now the class will be created like this. This is my class starting point, ending point. So if you want to write anything, that should be inside a class. Now you keep on using a main method. What is the syntax of main method, team? Public static void main parenthesis, inside a parenthesis string. What is a string, team? Already you know. What is a string?
Group of words, group of characters.
Exactly. So it's a group of characters, and also it is in a data type. And why I'm giving capital S here?
Reserved word.
What do you think?
Predefined.
This is not only a data type. This is also a class from a Java. So that's why see these are all are in a lowercase. So this only string is it is acting as a data type, and also it is a class in a Java team. And observe here. So that's why I'm saying, team, if you keep on a practice, so you can able to know each and everything. So clean observation here. Observe here. So if you want to declare an integer variable, how you declare team int equals to 10. Now how to declare a string, team? How to declare a string? Come on, team. The
String.
same syntax.
Same
Exactly.
data type and string.
String you can give any name. So here, so we have to give inside a double quotes, right? Now let me give inside double quote. Why I'm getting error?
Yeah, string is not defined to I got that error actually.
Semi.
See here. So after every successful statement, that should end with a semicolon. Right. Still I am getting error. Observe here. Integer all in lowercase, string
This is capital.
all are in lowercase. So observe the error.
S should be the capital.
It should be capital because it is also a class from a Java team. This is not only a data type, it is also a class from a Java. Observe here. Move cursor over here. Observe. Sorry. See, Java dot long dot string. So this is Java dot long dot nothing but it's a package from a Java somewhere from here under JRE, Java Runtime Environment. These are the jar files coming from where team? Java. If you install a Java, if you create a Java project, you will get this all the jar files, right? So jar file nothing but this one jar file nothing but it's a collection of packages team. Now if you install a Java, so if you create a Java project, you will get a supporting jar files. See here, one jar file is nothing but collection of packages. One package is nothing but what team? One package is nothing but what?
Collection of classes.
So we can say it's a combination or group of classes, right? So package nothing but it's a folder structure in Java for our convenient purpose. So we are maintaining a collection of classes in one group as a group. That group we are saying as a package in Eclipse. So if you create a package in Eclipse, you will get a folder structure in your directory. Nothing but somewhere in your D drive. So if you create a project will be created. Let's say E drive. Under E drive, I have created a project like this. Here, first project, right? Under SRC, so these are your packages, test package. If you create here one package, there will be one folder structure in your directory, right? So jar nothing but it's a collection of packages. Package nothing but I can say it's a collection of classes, right? And going forward, we'll discuss one class is nothing but it will typically contain variables and methods, right? Now observe here. So move your cursor to the string. It will give you. So this is a C. Are you able to observe here? C in green color. Green color. C nothing but it's a class team. C nothing but it's a class. This is one more advantage from an Eclipse. So if you move cursor over there, it will suggest you. So it is a C nothing but it's a class. Class from where? Java dot long dot package. Under Java dot long package, there is a class called string here. So you can read this one. String class represents a character string. All string literals in a Java program such as ABC are implemented as instance of this class. So you can declare like this: string str is equal to ABC. That's why. So I have given underscore here. So this is not only a data type, this is also a class. So by the time of giving class name, what we are following team start with the uppercase. That's why people are given this one as uppercase. So remaining all in a lowercase. This is a special data type, this one, string. And we have also wrapper classes, this one for this all the data types we'll discuss. Right point on type we'll discuss. So what are the classes for this data types? As of now, these we are calling as a primitive, and we have a wrapper classes for this each and every data type. So we'll discuss. Okay, now. So, and remember, these are all the jar files. Jar file containing a collection of packages. Packages are nothing but it's a collection of classes team. Here you have some classes. See, packages from a Java. So these are all classes. and typically you will have interfaces, methods, variables, and all those, right? Now, so far, if you are writing a program here, first of all, we are taking a main method. What is the syntax of main method, team? Public static void main parenthesis. Inside a parenthesis, we are taking a string data type. This symbol we are calling as array symbol, and then here args. After that, your method starting, flower braces starting, flower braces ending here. Now, if you want to write anything, that should be inside this main method. Your code should be placed here, right? Now, so we'll discuss in detail about this method, main method, right? So methods. So we can say methods are a two types team. So first of all, one category is, I can say, predefined methods, and the second one is user defined methods. Predefined methods are already there in a Java. Already Java people created some packages, some classes, few methods. So one of the predefined method and the most important method is this method, the main method. This main method, so we are not creating here, just we are accessing here. Already people have created this method. So we are using this main method inside our class. This is already there in Java. So one of the best example for a predefined method from a Java is this main method. So if you want, even you can declare your own method, but we'll discuss later. As of now, let's discuss about predefined method and this main method. Now, so what is the syntax of this main method, team? The first one is public. Public is the access specifier, team. So access, better give here, access specifier, or people are calling modifier. Public, right? So already we know little bit about this access specifier. So this access specifier public we are using for a class level also. So you can apply this public predefined Java keyword for your class, for your method, and even you can apply for your variable also. We'll discuss when we have to go for this one in detail. What are the limitations? What are the types of access specifiers? So when we can restrict, when we can give a permission to access someone, right? So as of now, for time being, understand. So if you are giving a public keyboard for your class level or for your method level, that means that if you're giving a public for your class, that class can be accessed by anywhere in this project. Repeating one more time, if you are giving a public access specifier to anyone, that can be accessed by anyone inside a project or inside any class. So remember public property, private property. A simple example, general example I can give: park. Park is a public property, right? So anyone can use this public property. Let's consider the same here. So if you are using a public keyword for your class, that class can be used by anyone in anywhere in the project. If you are using a public keyword for your method, that method can be used by anyone in anywhere in the project. For time being, understand the simple logic. Public in a sense, accessed by anywhere, anyone, anywhere in the project, right? That is a public keyword. So we have a access specifiers. Along with public, we have a private. We'll discuss in detail. Protected, we'll discuss in detail, and we have a default too. Public, private, protected default. For time being, understand only the public. So if you're applying a public access for your class, that class can be accessed by anywhere in this project. If you are applying a public keyword for your method, that method can access anywhere in this project. And the position of this access specifier is starting of your class or starting of your method. Even you can apply for your variable. So int a equals to 100. Even you can apply this access specifier to your variables. Always starting of your class, starting of your method, starting of your variable. No worries, team. So we're going to be discuss regarding this access specifier. This is a minimum 2 to 3 hours topic in detail. For timing, understand this is one of the access specifier public. So if you're saying a public in the sense that can be accessed by anywhere, it's a public property like that. Right? So this is for a class level, this is for a variable level, this is for a method level. Now the second one is inside your main method syntax. The second one is static. Static is also one of the access specifier, but it's a special case. So let's say I can say it's a special access specifier or modifier. This is also a big story, so we have to discuss 2 to 3 hours to understand this one. For time being, so let's consider this is a Java reserved keyword. So there is a special use case, there is a special requirement for applying or taking a static keyword for your variable or for your method. So we are taking a variable, right? Static variable, one of the type of variables, right? Static keyword you can apply for a variable, you can apply for a method, right? And just for time being, understand it's a Java reserved keyword. There's a special use case for this one. Now the third one is void. In main method syntax, void is one of the return type, team. Return type. So why this return type? See, observe here, after executing of your method nothing but it's a function, team, or it's a task, or it's a command. After executing your command, if you want to return anything after execution, like I can say the result of that particular method, if you want, you can return with this return type. We'll discuss. So as of now, time being, understand the void is a return type, but in that return type, void nothing but nothing, team. It won't return anything. See, as of now, the void return type is for my main method. After executing this main method, it won't return anything. So simply you can say it's considered, you can say a result. Return type is nothing but output. I can say output or result. Main method, it won't return anything. So because void is nothing but I cannot say zero, team, it's a null. It won't return anything. Even in a Java, so we have to consider zero also one value. For zero also we are having one value. Null is nothing but there is no value. Null equals to no value. So void, it return null, nothing but no value. You should not say zero. Even zero also one value. Clear? And now the next thing is main, team. Main is the method name, team. Function name. So method, if I say a method, if I say function, if I say task, all are referring to same thing. This is we are calling sometimes method, sometimes function, or a command, or a task. All are referring to same thing. So as of now, we are discussing about main method. So public access specifier, static is also access specifier, void return type, and main is the method name. What are the name we are giving here for this function? That is a main. Now, so main method is one of the most important method from a Java. That's why, so it's a powerful method team. So to denote the powerful nature of this method, people are giving its name itself a main method. It's a high priority method. Why people are giving high priority for these? We'll discuss now, right? And so as of now, it's a method. Now, inside this parentheses, whatever we are giving here, this is we are saying as parameters. These are parameters. So why we are passing, why we are giving this one, we'll discuss. Okay, as of now, these are the parameters, right? So after the parameters, you'll start these curly braces like this. After that, end your curly braces. This is nothing but your method body, right? So this is we are saying as a method body. Whatever you are writing here, that should be under this one. Curly brace starting to curly brace ended here inside this one. This is we are saying a method body, blue highlighted one. Now, so let's say, so repeat with me team. So public, what is the public? Access specifier. Static, what is a static? It's a special access specifier. Void, what is a void? It's a return type. Main, what is a main team? It's a method name. It's a high important priority method name. That's why we are saying as method name. The people are giving name itself main method. And the parentheses, so this is we are saying a parameter. And flower base static, flower base ending, this is we are saying a method body. Even if you want, you can declare your methods, your own methods team. So we'll discuss. But before this one, so we have to know what is the importance of main method, right? Let's say if you want to execute anything, that should be inside a main method. So let me give a system.out.println, which is printing statement, right? Observe. So how to execute this team? How to execute this hello team? Let me remove this variable. So I want to execute this program. How to execute?
I'll run.
Right.
Sorry.
Run as
How
Java
to run it?
application.
Right click, run as Java application.
Java application.
So you will get an output. So it will be printing statement. It will print the text whatever you are giving inside double quotes as it is here. Right now, let me remove my main method. As of now, do I have main method? Do I have a main method team?
No.
No, right? Now observe here. If you say right click, run as, you don't get to run as main method, run as Java application. Why? Because here main method having a priority and the main method implemented such a way that, so at the time of Java introduction team, so I have given a statement. If you want to execute your program, you should allocate a memory. Yes or no? Am I given any statement like this? If you want to execute any programming language, you have to allocate memory. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? See, as of now, are we allocating any memory here? Just we are calling a main method and we are calling a printing statement. That's it. We are not allocating anywhere memory so far. So if you want to allocate a memory, you have to write some syntax here. As of now, we are not allocating memory. Then how come we are able to execute this program team? Here, the main reason here, main method. people are implemented this main method such a way that so main method having inbuilt memory. People are created this main method with memory. So you know you no need to allocate a memory if you are taking the help of main method. Your main method will take care of memory allocation here because inbuilt the implementation of main method is such a way that it has an inbuilt memory. By using your main method memory, we are able to execute the program. See, observe team. So here, what the steps we are following? First of all, we are taking a class, right? How we are taking class? Right click, new, taking class. So here you can take any class, give a class name, click on finish. So class will be created. Now after that, next step, what you are doing here? Taking a main method. Inside your code, as of now, the simple printing statement, system.println. Here, so you can write anything. Right now, after that, what are the next step? After writing program, what the next step, team?
Saving and compilation and
Exactly. First of all, you have to compile. Compile is nothing but in Eclipse. Just if you save the file, automatically it will convert your file into .class file. Now .class file is input for your JVM. Now observe the typically the program. Let me show you in a plain format. Observe. So here you're writing your program here. So typically you're taking a class like this. This is your class. Now what you have to do here, you have to save with what .java extension. So this saving automatically whenever you create a file in Eclipse, automatically it will create with what .java extension. Yes or no? Already we have seen this one. After that you have to compile. Compilation nothing but in Eclipse what we are doing here. Are we compiling manually? Are we compiling manually?
By saving file, you're compiling.
Just you have to save until the program will compile so that there are no any mistakes. Program compilation nothing but just to save your file. So automatically in Eclipse program will Eclipse will compile your file and it will generate one .class file. If your class name is test demo, so what is your class file name, team? What is your class file name?
Test demo dot class.
Test demo dot class. Right now, so this test class file is typically contain the same code, but we cannot see it. Now, how to execute this program, team? On top of your machine, how to execute this one? So whenever you say run as Java application, so your JVM will invocate, and so JVM is so execute your class like this always by the time of execution. Let's consider this is your JVM. What is the JVM, team?
Java virtual machine.
So always JVM will search for your main method, team. If you say right click run as Java application, here if you say right click run as Java application, so first of all JVM will invocate, and always JVM looks for your main method. So if you want, you can declare your main method anywhere in your class, but always program start from where the main method is there. If your line 100,000 or 10,000, whatever the line may be, so always JVM start program from your main method. Why main method? because it is having inbuilt memory. People are created such a way that it is having inbuilt memory. If you want to execute a program, so you should have a memory, right? Here, main method having a memory. Now always JVM start executing from a main method. Why main method? It is having a memory. Whatever you are saying inside a main method, that is going to be execute as it is. And that too, Java is a sequential programming language, right? It will going to be execute as it is, line by line. Now observe, let me say run as Java application. Whenever you say run as Java application, what will happen, team? It will comes, JVM comes to the here, right? Line number 15. So directly comes to line number 15 and 16. I'm saying 16, please execute this print hello team 1. And line number 17, hello team 2. Line number 3, hello team 3. And then main method completed, execution got completed. Let's say run as Java application. Hello team 1, 2, 3. What will happen? JVM directly comes to this line and execute line by line, line number 1, 16, 17, 18. 19, close the program. Any questions, team?
No.
Naresh,
Good. Nothing.
Venu?
Yeah, I got it.
Right? So always remember, so if you want to execute a program, so you have to allocate a memory. So far, we are not allocating memory, just we are taking the help of main method memory. As of now, we are not allocating memory. So going forward, even we can allocate a memory in our class. Just we are taking the help of main method. Without main method, as of now, you cannot execute a program. Let's say observe here. So here, so what is the main method syntax, team? Public static void main. So the syntax is as it is. If you maintain like this, otherwise, so you cannot execute the team. Observe here. So what is this one main, team? What is this main?
The method name.
Name.
The method name, right? Observe. Let me change the method name. So main, right? Let's say I'm saying main method. Save it. Compilation done. Right click. Run as. Observe, I'm not getting run as Java application also. Should not change the syntax, team. You have to maintain as it is. Then only JVM can recognize the main method. So you should not change the syntax. So whatever the main method syntax is there, so you have to maintain as it is. Otherwise, JVM cannot recognize your main method. Observe. So if I say like this, let me maintain M here, main M. Even don't get run as main method. Observe, let me remove M also, as it is I'm saying MEIN. So control save it again. Now let's say run as, you'll get Java application. So you have to maintain the syntax as it is, but so this you can give anything, args. This you can give anything. So this is a parameter name, you can give anything, but this you have to maintain as it is the syntax, whatever it may, what it is has, as it is you have to maintain syntax. But so generally people will maintain like this thing, args or argv. So automatically, so if you say main method, and by default it will come like this. So how to get a main method, team? Syntax in Eclipse, just type Method name main control space main method. It will get like this syntax itself, and this is your code. You're going to be printed as it is. You're going to be executed as it is. As of now, I'm not writing any code, just dummy print statement. Code line 1, 2, 3. So you can execute. Now they tell me the points. So what is the main method team?
A function or method which has inbuilt memory to run code.
Exactly. So let me say one by one. So the first one is, so main is one of predefined methods from Java, right? Now, what is the syntax of main method team? Now you have to remember team. From now you have to remember the syntax.
Public static void main.
Public static void main parentheses. Inside a parentheses, you have to give the data type string and this array symbol. So generally args, close the parentheses and starting your method body, and inside this you can write your code and your method body endpoint, right? So if I change the syntax of my main method, so will it my JVM recognize team?
No.
No, right? So should maintain same syntax. Public static void main. So what is a public access specifier? What is a static? Also one access specifier. What is a void? It's a return type. After execution, main method won't return anything. As of now, just remember, after execution, main method won't return anything. So main is itself, it's a method name. This is, we are saying, a parameter. Whatever you want to write a code, so that should be inside a parenthesis. How come we are able to execute a program team? How come we are able to execute a program here? Inside a main method, it is having a default memory. By using this default memory, we are able to execute a program. In the basic funda, if you want to execute a program, you have to allocate a memory. Here, without allocating memory, how we are able to execute? Because our main method having inbuilt memory. Taking the help of inbuilt memory, we are executing. Just simple team. So if you say run as, so Java application, so even if you want to get the Java application, we should have a main method. Why main method? To execute a program. So here, how come able to execute main method? It is having inbuilt memory. Without memory, can we able to execute a program?
No.
No, right? Without memory creation, without memory, we cannot execute our program. Right? Now, that's what about main method and executing program with the main method. Now, this is one of the user-defined method. So, sorry, predefined method. Even if you want, you can declare your own methods. If you want, you can declare your own methods. Observe. See, this is the main method, right? Observe here, whatever you're writing a code, that should be inside a class, as I said earlier, inside a method. But that method could be predefined method or user defined method. This is a predefined method, right? Now let me take my own method, right? And so remember one more key point here, method name You can take anything, but the same rules you have to follow whatever we have seen for a variable stream. So we'll discuss, right? Now let me create my own method, right? So what the syntax team? Access specifier. What is the access specifier we are taking? Public, right? Public static void main, parenthesis, parameter, and method body. Now apply the same logic, follow the same syntax for my own method, user defined. Nothing but user can define his own method based on a requirement. Now observe here, public, let's say static, let's say again a void, and this is my method, right? Now I can give my method, my own method, my method, parenthesis, right? Method body starting, method point ending. This parameter is optional team as of now. If you want, you can take any parameter, but this is an optional. This is my method. This is main method. As of now, observe team. So let me copy these things into my method. This is my code line 2. This is my code line 3. Observe. Now let me remove this thing for understanding purpose. So as of now, do I have a main method? No, right? Now try to execute this method which I have created, user defined. Am I getting run a Java application?
No.
Because no memory. Now let me introduce main method. For understanding purpose, let's take no confusion. Main method, my method. Now, if I execute this program, or first of all, can I execute this program? Will I get any output?
Yes.
What if I get output? What could be the output?
Main code line 1.
Program execute. Main method is execute.
Observe the output. Run as, first of all, I'm getting run as Java application. Why am I getting run as Java application? First of all, I'm having a main method. Observe, I'm having main method. I'm getting Java application, run as Java application. So I'm clicking run as Java application. Now observe the output. Program is executing whatever the code inside a main method. Why? Because so this is only having a memory. My method is not having a memory. That's why it is not unable to execute. As I said earlier, JVM is always look for a main method before program execution. It's always looking for a main method. Where we have a main method, line number 4. It's directly coming to the line number 4, and it has in memory. It has in memory, and try to execute line by line the code. So what the code we have? Just to print my main code line 1. It will print as it is. After that, line number 7. Program execution completes. Now it would consider this one. Why? Because it is not having a memory. So far, any questions, team?
No, it's
Any
clear.
confusions? No confusion, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, then how to execute our code? Anyway, so if you execute a program, main method will have a main method. You can able to execute a program, but whatever the code you're having, that we execute as it is. Then how to execute our code, our methods, we'll discuss. No worries, right? So before that, if you want, inside a class, you can declare any number of method anywhere in the class. If you want, even you can declare before a main method, not a problem at all. See, this is my method first and then main method. Still, program can recognize only main method, not your method, because it is having a memory and directly comes to the 9th line, not for 4th line this time. The key points you have to remember: inside a class, if you want to execute a program, you should have a main method. Why main method? So if you want to execute a program, you should have a memory. How come main method able to execute program? It is having inbuilt memory. Can you create your own method? Yes, you can create. Are you able to execute without main method? But yeah, no, you cannot execute your own methods without a memory. Inside class, can you take any number of methods? Yes, you can take. Inside a class, can you take any number of main methods? Observe, I'm trying to take one more main method. No, you cannot take more than one method or any method. So always, so apply the same logic. So you cannot maintain duplicate variables, duplicate methods. Let me remove second main method. Now try to maintain one more my own method. Observe, this is first my method, sorry. This is first my method, this is second my method. I'm getting error. Observe, quick fix available, duplicate methods. Let me remove second duplicate method. Now let's give the naming conventions. Naming conventions for method name. Right, so first point you have to remember, so same like a variable. So start with method name, start with lowercase, any subsequent word start with uppercase. Like what team? Already we discussed.
Names.
See, project name, class name, start with capital case, any subsequent word, capital case. Package name, all are in lowercase, reverse to domain. Variable name, always start with a lowercase and any subsequent word, uppercase, right? Variable naming and also, and this is apply for a methods too team. So yeah, right? Now no special characters excluding dollar and underscore. So no duplicate variable, even you cannot give a spaces here. Observe my method, right? Even you cannot give a space. Program will not allow the special characters including space. Start with a lowercase, any subsequent word start with uppercase. If you want, you can use the numbers too here. If you want, you can use the numbers, but recommended way is use the numbers last of your method. Now observe here, this is my method, right? Now let's say this is my method, first one. If you want, you can say like this, or first method. If you want, you can maintain one more method. So observe here, so I'm giving one more unique name, method 2. This is method 1, this is method 2. You can use numbers to avoid errors. And again, you should not use Java reserved keywords as your method name. What are the Java reserved keywords, team? What are the Java reserved keywords? Come on, team.
Which is given by the Java software.
Which is given by the Java software, and simply which are highlighted in purple color in this Eclipse already have listed here. These are the Java reserved keywords. You should not use these Java reserved keywords as your project name, package name, class name, variable name, even your method name. So if you try to give your method name Java reserved keywords, observe here. It's a public keyword, right? I'm trying to give as my method name. It will not allow. By default, it will detect it is a Java reserved keywords. Syntax error. Clear thing? Right. That's what about a predefined method and user defined method. If you want, you can define a method, right? Now, so based on a definition, the people are segregated methods into two types. One is predefined, other one is user defined. This is based on what? Based on creation. So first is predefined, created by Java people, and the second one is user defined, can be created by user program, right? Now, second one based on static keyword. First one method with static keyword. The second one method without static keyword. So as we seen variables, right? Variables. What are the variables types seen? First of all, local variable, global variable or non-static variable, and static variable. Static variable nothing but variable with static keyword. Here method with static keyword, we can say static method. Method without static keyword, we can say non-static method. Observe here. Now let me remove main method. See, always this static is optional team. If you want, you can maintain based on your requirement, and so you can able to know after the discussion about static keyword and that use case importance. So as of now, so I'm bounding to this one methods types, so if you apply a static keyword for your method, this is static method. The syntax itself: access specifier, static keyword, return type, method name, parentheses, and method body. So you can say static method. Observe. This is the example for static method. Now, what is the method without static team? Observe. I am removing this static keyword for this method. No error. So here, always static keyword is optional. If you want, you can create a method without static. How we are creating a variable, right? Now observe here. Int a equals to 100. Non-static variable. Static b equals to 200. Static variable. So int. Non-static variable, static variable. Non-static method, static method. Any confusion, team? Any confusion?
No.
No.
Based on a static keyword. Methods based on a static keyword. Methods are static method, or method without a static we are saying as non-static method. This is one of the example of non-static method. So main method is also what in static method or non-static method?
Static method.
So because it is having a static keyword, main method is also a static method, right? Now, so based on a return type also we can segregate methods into two types based on return type. Method hello team. Team able to hear me?
Yeah, now.
Yes.
Sorry team. Power issue here. I'm here. Okay, based on a written type, right? So method, you can say method without return type, method with return type. So as of now, I'm not discussing about method with a return type. So just I'll discuss about method without return type, or if you're saying without return type, that should be void. One of the best method without return type is main method team. Here, after the execution of method, it won't return anything. After execution, it won't return anything. Void, nothing but null here. After execution, if you want to get any result that can be returned by using a return statement in, so we'll discuss in detail. Again, that the concept is it will take 2 to 3 hours again. Okay. Now, as of now, we are not discussing about a return type. So just understand method without return type or with void return type. Right now, by the time of declaring a method, what the syntax you have to follow, team? By the time of declaring a method, your own method, what the syntax you have to follow? So you must provide access specifier. What the access specifier? Generally, will take a public. And so if you want, you can take a static, or so you can take, it's an optional. Even you can take a non-static method. As of now, I'm taking here static, or you can maintain same void and your method name. You can give any name, but that should be some meaningful team. Method name should be some meaningful. Why? The main concept of method is to perform some task, some action. So always your method name should resemble some action here. Let's say I want to add two numbers. For that, I'm taking adding. What this method will do, team? It will perform addition operation. So for that, take a meaningful name, addition or operation. Any subsequent word start with uppercase O, capital letter. Simple, I'm saying addition. So parentheses. And then curly brace static, curly brace ending. This is my method. What it can do, team? It will perform addition operation. How to execute this one? We'll see later. So always remember, giving a method name, you have to give some meaningful name by following a naming standards, and so it should result some function task, right? Now this is a my method, this is a main method. Observing. So inside, let me write a program. How to add two numbers, team? How to add two numbers? Come on, team. How to add two numbers? Okay, so let's take, just declare a number 100 here. Can I declare like this?
No.
Here you cannot declare like this because system cannot understand. So if system wants to understand, you have to provide in the form of a data type, right? So what is the syntax you have to follow? Data type, variable name equals to variable value. After that, semicolon. Now this is the first number. Now, so let me take a second number. Same, if you want, you have to follow the same syntax. B, so 200. Now I want to add A and B. How to add, team? In general, how will you add two numbers? Plus operation, right? So I should not take directly like this, because system will throw error. For that purpose only, I have taken two variables. So if you want, you can take like this, A plus B. After every successful statement, end with semicolon. Still I am getting error. Observe, team, still I am getting error. Why? Because after adding A value and a B value, what the value it is getting, that should be a number again, right? Yes. Now the number should be stored into one more variable, because system cannot understand what could be the result. So you have to store that value based on a data type. Again the resultant int, right? Again resultant would be again integer. You have to store it into one more variable like this. Same, how we declare int a equals to 100. Here also I have declared int result equal to, here I have given A plus B. Any questions, team? Please let me know if you are unable to follow, if you have any questions. Let me repeat one more time. See here, it's just like declaring a variable int c equals to 300. So instead of 300, I am giving here A plus B. What is the result of A and B after addition operation? So always in a Java, assigning a values from a right to left team. The value which is present in the right side, that value is assigning to the left, the variable which is in the left side, right to left. Always you have to see from right to left. 100 storing in a 200 storing in a B. Here a plus B storing in where? Result variable. Clear, team? No questions,
Yeah.
right? Directly you cannot give a plus B. The resultant should be stored into one more variable. Or else, so if you want, you can print it directly. A plus B like this. Addition operation, after addition, print the value. Or else store it into one more variable. As of now, let me print directly here. Now tell me, team, how to execute this method, my own method.
By allocating memory.
By allocating memory, right? So here you have to know how to access methods and variables concept. See here, if you're declaring a variable int a equals to 100, here let's say int some name equals to something, or let's say simply string course equals to Java. So you have to know how to access or how to execute, how to access your variables and your methods. Right, that's a big concept and somewhat confusion here. So before that, you have to know all the syntaxes. So you have to familiar with how to write a syntax, what is the method syntax, how to write a variable, where you have to declare a variable, static variable, non-static variable, static method, non-static method, and syntax of main method, public static void main, and how to declare your own method by following the syntax. And always remember, team, this parameter also is an optional. If you want, you can take it, otherwise it's an optional. Without parameter also, you can declare a variable. Without static keyword also, you can declare a method. Parameter is optional, which I am giving inside a parenthesis, that I am giving a that I am saying parameter is an optional for your method by the time of declaring. But main method is mandatory. Without this syntax, program cannot detect your main method. Whatever the syntax of main method, you have to maintain as it is. Otherwise, JVM cannot recognize your method when unable to execute a program. For your own method, if you want, you can take a parameter, or if you want, you can take a method without a parameter. If you want, you can take a static keyword, or if you want, you can take a method without static keyword. This is a non-static method. This is a static method. This is a predefined method. This is a user-defined method. This is with parameter. This is without a parameter. Simple thing. If you observe the syntax, so you can able to differentiate what type of method, right? Whether it is a static or non-static, whether it is having parameter or not, and also it is having a return, what the return type, and excuse me, and going forward how to execute. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Now let's see how to execute my method. As of now, I'm giving a static, so I'll tell you why I'm taking the static. So as of now, so this is a main method, this is my method. I have taken with static key, right? Now observe. So what the code I'm returning inside here, team? Taking a variable 1, variable 2, addition operation. So it is automatically print here. Yes or no? So for better understanding purpose, let's say result equals to concatenate. Okay. Now, if I execute this program, what could be the output time? Ashwini, Bhavya, Naresh. If I execute this program,
Execute
what is
actually.
the output?
It doesn't return anything.
So will I get any output, or can I able to execute the program or not? First of all, tell me, can I able to execute the program or not?
No.
No.
I can't able to execute. Ashwini, Bhavya, Naresh. Can I able to execute this program or not?
But it's able to execute, but it doesn't return anything.
Observe.
It's able to execute, but
Observe carefully, team. So let me remove this stuff. Just I'm having a main method. This is addition operation method. That's it. Right click, run as Java application. Save it. I haven't saved this one. Observe. Program got executed. So I'm able to see run as Java application. Observe, I'm executing one more time. Run as Java application. See, you can able to see, team, whether the program is executing or not. So if the program is executing, here you will get a red mark. If you want, you can terminate or you can stop the execution by clicking the red mark by the time of execution. Observe here. See, observe this button. Right click, run as Java application. So we got terminated, nothing but execution completed. But here inside a main method, we are not taking any code. That's why you are not getting any output. So for understanding purpose, observe. Now tell me, what is the output?
Inside main method.
Very good. Observe the output. Earlier also it got executed, but inside main method we are not giving anything. Now observing. So if you want to execute your variables or your method, first one is accessing methods. First one is directly. Directly you can access your method into a main method. Observe, I can call this method into my main method. Observing. So this is my main method starting point, main method ending point. Let me inside main method. So below this, let me call this my own method, addition operation method. Copy this method, paste it here, control space, or else you can directly type your method name. What is my method name? Addition parenthesis. You have to call like this. After every successful statement, semicolon. This is nothing but calling user defined method directly. Now tell me, team, what could be the execution? What could be the execution order?
First statement is inside main method, and next we'll get additional result.
Right. Excuse me. observe. So here I am calling user defined method directly. Before that, main method starting, main method ending. Observe the output thing. Run as Java. So it will consider like this. As of now, let me remove this one. Or else better, let me store it so you get to know what could be the result. Okay, result. Let me store it here. Result equals to a plus b. We get the result only. Okay, observing. Now observe the execution order first. If I say run as Java application, so directly JVM will start and directly JVM will go for which line, team?
Main method.
Method.
First.
Main method. Where is the main method? In which line?
Fourth line.
Fourth line. Now my execution starts from a fourth line, right? Now, and fifth line, I'm giving just to print this one inside a main method code starting. Just it will going to be execute and print as it is. Line number 5, this one. And so after the line number 5 completion, now it's moved to the line number 6. What I'm saying, line number 6, please execute my own method. Now from line number 6 to, it will go to the line number 10th. Or if you want, just move the cursor here, just he can say control click. It is navigating to your method. Now it's directly line number 5 to coming to the 6 to line number 8. Sorry, line number 10. In line number 10, what I have, this is my own method, addition operation method. So inside my method, coming to the inside method, so what it will say, it will declare, allocate memory for a variable and b variable. After that, program will call a variable value 100, b variable value 200, and it will perform addition operation. So the resultant value, what the resultant value here? 300. The 300 store it into result, and I am printing here result in line number 14. Now whenever sorry, so here, so it will allocate a memory for 100, assigning it a variable A, allocate memory into 200, assigning a variable into B. So after that, I'm saying what? Addition A and B. After addition, resultant value is what? 300. So directly system can understand this 300. For that, I am taking and storing into one more variable. Always, it's a mandatory to declare one more variable after addition of two values. Declaring one more variable based on a data type, integer, result, a plus b, and the result I am printing here. Now after that, 15th line, line number 15, execution completes. Nothing but this line number 6 inside a main method execution completes. Line number 6, nothing but this method. After the completion of this addition method, again the program comes back to the 7th line. Why the 6th line completed? Now coming back to the 7th line. 7th line execute as it is and completion of main method execution. Clear, team?
Yeah, it's
Please,
clear.
Yes.
if you have any doubts in an execution order.
No.
No,
So
we are clear.
always JVM looks for your main method. So whatever you are mentioning inside a main method, it will going to be execute as it is line by line, because Java is a sequential programming execution order. Now, this is how you have to call or you have to execute your own methods directly. Now you are taking the help of main method memory to execute your own method. Why? Because your method is not having a memory so far. As of now, your method is not having a memory. Taking the main method memory help, you are executing your method. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is accessing a method directly. Now, the second one is using object. Let me give the one example. So accessing a method, this is an example of static team. Again, we have a static and non-static method, right? So example of static methods. Let's say, observe here. Now, the only one condition here, if you want to execute directly into a static, that should be a static. Directly, if you want to execute a method, that should be static. Otherwise, you cannot execute. Observe here. As of now, what type of my addition method it is? Static or non-static?
Static.
Static.
Static. Now let me make it as a non-static. How I make it as a non-static team?
Remove static keyword.
Very good. Let me remove static keyword. Whenever I say non-static, now observe, I'm getting error. Line number 6. Observe the error. Change addition method to static. Boss, inside a static method, you cannot access non-static. There is a special condition team we'll discuss in detail. There's a huge story behind this one, memory perspective. So that's what we have a static keyword. The only one condition here, if you want to access static methods directly into a main method, whatever you're accessing, that should be static. The only one condition here you have to remember. So if it is static, no problem. Directly you can access. Let me remove the stuff. This is calling user defined static method especially. Okay, now observe here. Int course. Sorry, should be string, right? Observing. Now you can access a global variables inside a method, any method. Now observe. Now I'm trying to access my global variable, which is non-static. So here, so observe here, directly if you want you can access, but here this is a data type, right? Directly you cannot access, and you should assign to one more variable, or else directly you can use under system.out.println. This is, observe here. So here I'm trying to access a variable. Here I'm getting error. What error, team? Cannot make a static box. This is a non-static variable. You cannot access into a static. If you want to access, again change the course to static. Eclipse is suggesting itself. Now I'm clicking this one. Now my course had changed to static. There's a story team. The only one key point you have to remember, if you want to access a variable or a method into a static, that should be a static. So this is calling static user defined method into a static, calling user defined static variable directly. So if it is a non-static, you will get an error. If it is a non-static method, you will get an error. So if it is a static method, no issues. If it is a static variables, no issues. Observe here. Let me execute a program. Line number 6, calling addition function. Line number 7, calling a course variable, which is a static variable, which is a static method. Please let me know if you have any questions here. Any questions, team? Just the key, only one key point. So if you're calling into a static, that should be static. Static method, static variable. Srini, Bhavya, Naresh?
No.
No confusion. No confusion, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
no confusion.
Am I confusing, team? Saying too much?
No.
Yeah, thanks. Just only one key point you have to remember. Static, static. Static variable, static method. Into static. Let me give you this example in this talk. Now let's observe. Let's observe how to access this methods and variable if it is a without static keyword. Now observing. Now even I can take a variable without static keyword. So what type of variable this is? What type of variable this is?
Global variable.
Right? Now even I can maintain a method without a static keyword. Right? What type of method this is?
Non-static method.
Very good. It's a non-static method. Now, how to access this non-static method, user-defined non-static method, and user-defined non-static variable? Right? Now, observe. Now, as of now, we are taking the help of main method memory. If you want to execute the methods and variables, even you can execute by creating your own memory. First of all, here you have to know how to create a memory. So here you can create a memory team. User able to create a memory. People also call instance. Instance, memory or instance. So how come we are able to create a memory? So here the entire Java user can able to create a memory for class. For what team? For class only you can able to create, right? By using a syntax. So if you want to create memory for your class, first of all, you can able to create a memory for class only. If you want to create memory for a class, you have to follow the syntax. What the syntax team? Syntax is class name. Here, memory name, nothing but you can say object. Object name equals to new keyword, Java reserved keyword, and the class name parenthesis after every successful statement end with semicolon. Here, enter Java for what we can create object or memory team. For instance, people create memory, or people are called object, or people are called instance. All are referring same. You can able to create memory for class only by following a syntax: class name, object name equals to new class name and parenthesis. This is a syntax, so you have to follow for creating memory. Using this memory help, you can able to execute your program. Let's see how to execute, how to create. Now here, let me create object for my class or memory for class. Create memory. How to create? For that we have a syntax. What is the syntax? What is the syntax team?
Class name, test
Class
demo.
name. What is my class name here? Test demo, right? Now here you have to follow the syntax, class name, and next one is object name. Here object name you can take anything team. As of now I'm taking obj, object name equals to new. Observe, new is a purple color again. It's a Java reserved keyword. If you are saying a new, you are creating object for a class. Whenever this new keyword will execute, always it will create object. Again, class name, parenthesis, and semicolon. Whenever this sound line will execute, then there will be a memory allocation for your class. Using that memory, you can able to execute. Now, see here, whenever this line, seventh line will execute, so there will be a allocation for your memory allocation for your class. Let's say it's a memory allocation. Let's say this is your JVM memory. Inside a JVM memory, there will be allocation of memory for your class like this. For that, what is the reference we are giving here? Just like a int equals to 100, imagine we are giving obj. Whenever you say, what is the syntax team? Class name, object name, new class name. Memory will be allocated for your class. Inside this memory, there will be your variables and methods. So these variables and methods you can execute with reference name. What is that reference here? Obj, right? Observe here. So you can able to execute this non-static method obj dot addition, calling user defined here non-static method directly. It is not directly, it is with object reference. We are calling this methods and variables with object reference. Object reference dot what the method you want to call it. Inside this memory there will be a storing of your methods and variables, and what method you want to call, give that method. So based on the method name, just object name. What is the object name you are giving here? As of now, obj dot which method, call that method. Obj dot which variable, call that variable. Now, so what is my object? Obj dot course here. Now this is how calling the user defined non-static variable with object reference. Why I am taking 7th line, team? Why I am taking in a 7th line?
Calling as a non-static memory allocation.
Okay, memory allocation, syntax. So creating object for the class. And remember two basic fundamental concepts is, first of all, without memory you cannot able to execute a program. One thing. And the second thing, entire Java you can able to execute, user able to execute memory, sorry, user able to create memory only for a class. That too what? By using the syntax. If you want to execute non-static methods, non-static variables, so you can execute with memory reference. This is an object name, nothing but reference name, right? So reference name dot what method you want to call it, reference name dot what variable you want to call it. So if you are able to, if you create a memory for your class, you can able to execute all that particular class methods and variables. Let's say if you have a 10 variables or 10 methods, using this object reference of that particular class, you can able to execute all the methods and the variables of that particular class. Now here one more question. Why I am taking the syntax only on a 7th line? Why here only? Now let me execute. Just think while run as Java application. There is no more difference, team. If you're executing directly or if you're through executing memory reference, there is no difference in execution. Here the difference is memory allocation. That's it. And now coming to the question, why I am taking the syntax in 7th line only?
It is a sequential order, right? So main method can execute the 7th line.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See here. So if you want to allocate a memory, for allocating memory also you should have a memory. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So if you want to execute this one, if you want to allocate memory, even you should have a execute this line. Then how can you execute 7th line without a main method? That's why first of all, inside a main method, first I am creating memory for my class. After creating my memory for a class, so memory will be allocate. After allocate, so based on a memory reference, you can able to execute methods and variables of that particular class. As of now, in my class, I have only one method, user defined method, only one variable, user defined variable, that too a non-static variable, and only one method, that too a non-static method, so that you can able to execute or you can able to call that method using this object reference, that variable using that object reference. This is how you have to execute. You can call a main non-static methods and non-static variables by creating object. Clear, team?
Yeah.
So I don't want to confuse more. So even you can execute this static with object reference. Then that we'll see in later tomorrow. Okay. Now practice these things. So creating a method with static, without a static, creating a variable with static, without static, executing variables directly with object, executing methods directly with object, and remaining things we'll see later tomorrow. Okay. So please let me know if you have any doubts. So any clarification in anything. So far we discussed about main method syntax, declaring our own methods, accessing our variables and methods. Hope you have a time today. Just practice and send it to me. If you get a chance to practice, just after closing your laptop, just to copy your practice code and send it to me. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, team. So tomorrow we connect 8 p.m. IST. Okay. Thank you, team.
Thank you.